ghosts, murder, satanic rituals. There are a lot of legends that haunt Misnebalam, a ghost town in the Mexican Yucatan Peninsula. But how did this once thriving hacienda become a place that's known for paranormal activity? Hi, I'm Lizzie, and today we're going to explore Misnebalam, and I'm going to tell you the 3 creepy stories that haunt this place, so come along. It's going to get spooky. To get to Misnebalam, you have to drive for miles and miles down this old dirt road. We are on our way to Misnebalam. The road is getting a little sketchy. Our fearless driver. But it turns out that the condition of the road was not our biggest obstacle. All right, we have arrived at Misnebalam. Some cops came and are idling right over there and told us that the public is this is no longer open to the public, but fortunately the kind caretaker, Jose, gave us permission to be here. So I don't know what that means for the future of Misnebalam, but we're not here to talk about the future of Misnebalam. We're here to talk about the past and explore the spooky present. All right, let's do it. But first, a little history. Why was Misnebalam here? How did it get so rich? And what happened? In the indigenous Maya language, Misne means tail and Balam means jaguar, so Misnebalam means jaguar tail. Misnebalam's height was 100 years ago. It produced enoquin, a strong fibrous material made from the agave plant that was used in a lot of ropes and cloth and ship sails. It was super profitable at the time, and so much so that the Yucatan was one of the richest states in all of Mexico. And Misnebalam was one of the most successful haciendas in the Yucatan at the time. But that success did not go unnoticed, as you'll soon hear in our first story. I love this thing with like the multiple doorways. So here there's like a cool tree that's kind of growing out of the house. And I love these kinds of trees. They have like these vines that are part of the tree. So you could see from this side, nature taking over and how these like strong roots are just totally wrapping around this wall. And this wall and this tree are one. There's no separating them. BFFs for life. I just got a mosquito bite on my face, so that's great. So I am in the basement of what I imagine was like the main production facility of enoquin back in the day, or storeroom or something. And this is a huge building. You can see these like pretty grand, epic pillared archways that are still standing. And then to me, the craziest part is that the roof is like mostly collapsed except for these like big wooden beams. And there you see this like big ass like cement metal machinery that's like barely being held open by a beam. It's gonna collapse at literally any moment. And it's kind of wild. So one thing I'm mystified by is like, what is this like jail cell? Like, why are there bars on this window? No one's coming to this remote ass place to steal stuff, and like bars on the window is a modern thing. Like, was this a little jail if you were bad on the hacienda? Like, I don't know. I don't know. There were cops. Maybe we narrowly avoided being imprisoned there for the rest of our lives. Next, we'll explore the owner's house, which overlooked the whole hacienda, but it couldn't protect him from his grisly fate. One day in October 1922, Don Fidencio, the owner of the hacienda, grabbed his son and he kind of grabbed another trusted worker, and they were going into town to do some errands. But the fastest way into town was along this winding path through the dense jungle. And as they were walking on this path, they heard some sounds, some rustling, and they thought it might be an animal, didn't know what was happening. But then suddenly, out of the jungle, these 3 men emerged with machetes and guns and just brutally attacked them. No one knows who these men were, but there are theories that they were goons hired by a rival hacienda, but they murdered Don Fidencio. And the people of the hacienda said that things were never the same since. They said that there were way more accidents. People reported seeing his ghosts, and the workers felt like they were constantly haunted by this presence. But that's not what happened. He wasn't murdered. There are credible court records that show that he actually survived the attack, but he was shook. So he decided to leave the hacienda and the workers took over, but the Don Fidencio was done. the grand old hacienda. Oh, and this is where the pentagrams are. So since this place has been abandoned, it's become known as kind of a mecca for the occult, and it has a reputation as being a place where Satanists come to do rituals and to try to commune with the dead. So we have some like 5-pointed stars here. I think that this is actually like the altar that people use to try to do spooky shit. We have a mystery here. I don't understand. There are these seeds and fruits and stuff that seem like they've come from a tree. Where did this come from? Because I don't see, unlike where all those trees are, like there's no tree here. Is it a really busy squirrel? Like where did this come from?
I think it's the ghost. Ghosts gotta eat too.
Ghost food? Ghost snacks? Maybe the Satanists manifested this for the ghosts. What if like the living dead rise out of this pile? What if this is the rituals we're calling forth the dead and they're hidden in this mysterious pile of weird fruit?
I think that's very likely, babe.
I don't like it. This too is spooky. I'm almost falling over. The forces are getting me. Okay, so there's rumor that somewhere there's a wasp's nest. And it's not rumor because it was a rumor on YouTube, but then the caretaker also warned us about it, but he did a vague, like, over there. So we're not going to explore this area too in depth. Raha is especially not about wasps. But it is cool. It's like a pool, I think. It was like a pool.
You want to take this?
Yeah, you don't want to come?
No, I don't.
Raha's not going to come. I'm taking over. No avispas for Raha. I timidly explored this area, and while we did see a few wasp nests throughout the property, the big daddy was in the woods behind the house. You can tell by the scale of this place that at one point a lot of people lived here. So what happened? Why did everyone leave? Well, the complete collapse of the equine industry when cheaper synthetic fibers came along probably had something to do with it. But that's not the story that people tell. A lot of people left Misnebalam and claimed it was because of hauntings, and this was the pivotal moment that people say everything changed. That being said, it's a super sad story. So on the hacienda, after Don Fidencio left, there were still a lot of families that worked there, and their children kind of lived there as well. And one of these families had a child named Juliancito who grew up on the hacienda, and when he was kind of, no one really knows, a preteen, he went to the local priest one day and confessed that another worker had been abusing him. And the priest deliberated what to do, went to Juliancito's parents, but by that time it was too late. The man accused had fled into the woods. He was never caught. You know, this was a time when it was a lot easier to disappear. And unfortunately, Juliancito, it was too much to bear, and he took his own life. As you can imagine, it really impacted the people of the town. And that's when the stories really started. There were stories that people would say that they would hear wailing at night coming from the trees, and people said that they would see a small figure. They said that his soul couldn't rest because of what he had suffered, and so he took it out on Misnebalam. All right, this little flower that looked nice when I started the day now is a little wilted and sad. I got it as an offering for the child that haunts this place, Juliancito, and so we're leaving him a little offering to wish him peace. I think that like when this was a operating hacienda, I still think these are the workers' quarters, and like I wonder if it was like they had like a big communal kitchen or communal bathroom. Like this was clearly some kind of, I don't know, bathroom or kitchen. Probably a kitchen because it's got all the counter space. Oh, look, there's an outlet. Maternity.
Modernity.
And then look, you have some candles which show that people have been doing some rituals calling to Juliancito or the black monks or Satan, who knows. But I love, this is one of my favorite parts of the whole place because of like this cool, really nice tile and these like water bear, like bacteria graffiti, just like happily swimming along. Real quick side note, to capture the old atmosphere of Misnebalam, I wanted to make it almost look like it was filmed 100 years ago. And to do that, I used a software called Dehancer, which is a film like color grading plugin. And it was a lot of fun to play around with. If you're a fellow creative or filmmaker and you are interested in trying to recreate that like unique, buttery, soft analog film look, you can check out my affiliate link below that will give you 10% off. All right, y'all, let's explore the baños. Woohoo!
I've never seen someone so excited about baños.
Baños are great. So we got some showers here that this tree is trying to reclaim. Another gaucho tree.
We know it's a gaucho tree.
Nope, I don't know. It could be fake news. And this little like sauna, maybe? I don't know. Why would you need a sauna in the Yucatan? An important bathroom question here, an eternal bathroom question. ¿Te drogas? Sí, ¿dónde? All right. We were about to leave, but then we realized we forgot the church, which is, we found it. So we're gonna go quickly, real rapid fire, because we're kind of late and it's gonna get dark. We're walking under a wasp's nest that Raha's not gonna think about. No big deal, just a small,
Don't look up.
normal wasp. So this is the place of worship. Now there's a third ghost legend beyond the actually not murdered owner and poor Juliancito, which is the myth of the black-robed monks. There's no like origin story to it that I know of. It's just that people claim that they've seen like hooded black monk figures, especially around this church area that we're about to go explore. So let's check it out, see if we see anything as spooky. The light is weird looking. Oh, there's still like a nice cross. Some ravens spooking me. There's like a gas mask graffiti thing here. I hope I'm not getting cursed by picking up this cursed object. But isn't this kind of weird? Like, I've never seen a cross laid diagonally like that.
Yeah, it's not proper. It's not right.
I hope I'm not cursing myself. Despite all the hauntings and ghosts and tragedy, I actually found Misnebalam to be a really peaceful and beautiful place. I'm grateful I got to explore it at this time in history, and it's super interesting to think about the stories that we tell and how that shapes places and how we'll never quite know how much truth is behind the legends or the myths of a place, but our telling further creates that reality. Thanks for watching to the end of my video. It really genuinely means a lot that you would spend your time watching my weird adventures. If you want to see more of my weird adventures, if I figure out how to put it here, here is a video of me and my dad exploring the creepy abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike.